Live from Lyle, 12 a.m. Angry
12 a.m. Network
12 a.m. Network.
presents the Week 5 preview.
The Week 5 preview and matchups.
I'm your host, Hurricane Ditka. Tommy, out of the city, out of town still,
Doing work.
working
Really?
hard. We're welcoming this week Buckets to co-host, and we're going to dive into some matchups, and I'm going to offer Buckets a little time to have an editorial comment or two. So
It's the league's pretty competitive this year. There's only a couple teams that are really running away with stuff. Point wise, I mean, there's still the records are all pretty close, so it's pretty much anyone's game right now. I think it's going to be up to the wire moves and the waivers and your plug and play and who you're going to bench, and I think it's really going to depend on the managing skills from here on out, really. So.
yeah, I agree. There's a lot of parity in the league. Freshness won last week. Hollywood X won last week. A lot of the bottom tier teams we're used to. Turbochargers is 3-1. It's just like the NFL,
Yeah.
Even
sure.
the Lions can be good.
Arizona's 4-0.
Yeah.
Going tonight.
But we're going to go into the matchups here for Week 5. It's a really important week because there can be some big separation here. A 4-1 record versus a 1-4 record. It could mean a playoff spot. So a lot of teams in the middle there. It's an important week.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's start with the first matchup. Hollywood X, off of a big win last week against Turkish Delight, the Mute. Does he even manage his team? I don't know.
I don't even know what he looks like.
I think that's because you missed the draft.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So
Good point. I'm still, I guess. For me, I don't know. I mean, his squad's not horrible. Hollywood, you just have backup upon backup upon backup running backs. I mean, you have one starting running back out of 5 running backs or 4 running backs. I mean, but hey, you're 2-2. I guess it could work. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I got I'm gonna take Turk in this one. Not by a lot.
Hollywood, you tried to pawn off Heath Miller, and you're starting him this week. Isaac Redmond, he's awful. Danny Woodhead, he's a third stringer. You're starting a backup in Bolden. You think that's the pick of the year. It might be the worst pick of the year. But, all of that being said, I think Turk sucks a little more this week with the matchups. He's awful. You're awful. But I'm going to pick you. No apology here, Hollywood. You got to prove yourself more than 1 week.
It's a fact.
On to the next matchup. Speaking of bad, Mr. Freshness against the 1-3 Dirty Dolphins.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's I think Dirty's I would be probably upset about his record. His squad's not that bad.
You guys have less wins combined than Turbochargers has as one team.
Fact.
Dirty, that's pathetic. Freshness, we expected from you.
I think Fresh's squad's not that bad anymore. I mean, I don't know if it was or what, but he was 0-4, 0 for whatever. I think with Arizona just playing balls out, and I still think Chris Johnson sucks. He ain't gonna do anything the rest of the year. I mean, you assemble a cast of misfits that's gonna, keep you in the hunt, I guess. And Dirty, your squad just underperformed on you. Julio's been kind of absent for you. Roddy's been going nuts. We got a matchup of the 1-2 in Atlanta with there. So I mean, it's gonna be a close one. I'll say Dirty snuffs this one out.
Yeah, Dirty, you do have a solid top of the roster here. I don't know about Andrew Luck really, but LaShawn McCoy could single-handedly win him a game. Julio Jones has put up 30 before, so but all of that being said, I don't know why. I probably will not regret doing this. I have a feeling Chris Johnson's for real. CJ2K, and if he does come back, and he is for real with those wide receivers, I think Freshness is going to contend. I got Freshness winning this one. Sorry, Dirty. I guess being down in Lexington is really messing with your managerial skills. Now, from the East Coast, managing his team, The 2-2 Tommy's Tornadoes. He's on a 2-game winning streak against 1-3 Romosexual. Initial thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, that's my initial thought. I mean, it's tough. I mean, Tommy's just been grabbing strings on a rope to try to stay afloat. He's obviously doing well. He's 2-2, 500, but he's won his last two. Romo killed you last week. He's your boy, and I think that just carried over to your fantasy team or something because that was rough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got an aging and underperforming D'Angelo Williams. Marshawn's a beast.
I think what's happened here is evidence to going with a tight end in the first or second round is proving to be an Achilles heel for these teams. Rob Gronkowski went off in the second round to Hollywood. He's 1-3. Jimmy Graham went in the second round to Romo. He's 1-3.
Yeah.
Tight end is not a position you want to draft that high. So, who's your pick this week?
I got Romo. Sorry, Tommy. I love you, buddy, but Seth Benson's dicey.
All that being said about the tight end, I don't think Brian Hartline's the answer. I don't think Cedric Benson's the answer. I think Deshaun Jackson is always injured. You got Steven Jackson on your bench. It might be the best start of the week, and he's not even playing. I know you're busy out on the East Coast eating crab cakes, but come on.
Delicious crab cakes.
Yeah, I got to go Romo here. Battle of the Brothers, the Shaw brothers, Cutler's Command, who put up 135 in a losing effort last week to this guy.
It's rough.
Turbochargers, who's playing out of his mind, 3-1. Don't know how you're doing it. Luck plays a big part of that, I'm sure. But let's look at the matchups here.
Yeah, I think the slightly taller, skinnier Shaw brother has the edge on this one. A little more hair, unlike me. Yeah, I think that Breeze is going to have a huge week. You got Brandon Marshall, Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is, going to tear it up. Yeah, I mean, I think that Big Donnie is gonna take Turbo Donipeg this week. I mean, I like Dwayne Bowe. I like your running backs. I'm not a big fan of Jonathan Stewart, but I think that Cutler will take this one down pretty good, pretty easy.
Yeah, I think Turbo. I think McFadden on a bye is going to be the deciding factor here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Cutler here. I think Breeze is on a mission to beat Johnny Unitas by a mile. He's gonna get his touchdown early, and he's going to continue to just throw bombs. I heard also Sean Payton and the owner and the assistant coach down in New Orleans are going to be at the game watching so they can cheer him on. I think he's going to have something to prove to them, and he's going to want to show them that he can really lead that team. Anyway, all that being said, Turbo, you're lucky. I don't know if you win another game this whole season, and you finish like 11-3. So I go Cutler here.
Yeah, I'm going to pick a Shaw. I'm going to go with Shaw.
All right, now on to a matchup of 3-1 teams. Last year's Natalie Shane Bowl champion, who defeated me in the Natalie Shane Bowl 2011 Team SSL.
Yeah.
Teeing up against you, Buckets, the co-host of the week.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, man. Which Pennsylvania quarterback is going to go off here? You think Roethlisberger? I think Vic. That could be that decision could cost you the week.
Yeah, very well could. I gotta get out the game. I mean, as a standard, I'd rather play Philly's defense than Pitt's defense. That has a lot to do with my decision. Vic has just been friggin' brutal for me. Granted, outside of the rushing yards, but he had a decent game last year on my pine, or last week. But I'm gonna ride Ben. He's playing well. I think he's only got one pick this year, 9 touchdowns.
He is playing.
I think it's the lack of turnovers that's gonna help me stay consistent. I'm pretty happy with my squad. I got AJ, Ray Rice, AP all day, Gonzalez. I got Mendenhall starting this week. It's his first game of the season off an ACL. I don't know. I'm just gonna I got a new lineup this week. I'm pretty confident in it. I like Team SSL's squad. It's pretty, outside of Sidney Rice.
Or Donald Brown. For
Yeah,
that matter.
or
I mean, SSL bye weeks are killing you this week. No DeMarco Murray.
yeah.
No Calvin
I
Johnson.
avoid Calvin Megatron. I'm pretty happy about that.
It's the problem with keeping two quarterbacks on your roster during the bye weeks. You got to start questionable tight end in your flex at Owen Daniels. I mean,
That's rough.
that's not really a great move there. Like I've said in previous broadcasts, I don't think Ray Rice and AP can be touched as far as a 1-2 combo in this league for running back. So I'm going to go with buckets on this
I'm
one.
gonna pick myself.
Just remember that when we pick here. All right, the matchup of the week, as far as I'm concerned, at least.
Battle of BFFs. I'll intro this game. We got I can't even pronounce it. Proibits. He has two ridiculous quarterbacks. RG3 just obviously with the younger legs and Vic can run, can do whatever he's got to do. Matt Ryan's playing balls out. He'll probably come down a little bit, but I see you're trying to get rid of one of them right now, so it's a good move probably. Yeah, I don't know, man. We got Ryan Matthews back in the mix. That's gonna kind of be a selling point on his team. You got Jamal, the reincarnation of Jamal. Kenny Britt. I don't know what to say about that. All in all, I got to give it to Los. I mean, he's got a pretty handily squad. I think the projections of 130 are kind of effing you because I think he only broke 130 once.
Yeah, he's also never broken 140 or 145 for that matter.
Yeah.
And someone else has. I think losing Jason Witten, who's just come out last week to bye, is going to be tough on me. But I do feel good in Jermaine Gresham's matchup against Miami. I think
that's a good matchup.
Dalton's having a good year, so I think he might do something. Fred Jackson against San Francisco, that's a tough matchup.
Very tough.
You
definitely have the tougher. You definitely have the tougher of the matchups. Like he's going against New Orleans, that's Pee Wee football defense right there.
Yeah. Torrey Smith against KC
Denver,
could be big.
Yeah, I mean he's got the easier matchups.
The only good thing about Wes Welker in Denver is I've got Tom Brady.
Correct.
Kind of negates a lot of what is happening there. And then if Brady decides to
go
to
Lloyd, it's also going to negate you though.
Yeah, but if he decides to go to Lloyd instead of Welker, then I
then you're
benefit from that. So.
But if Welker's got the hot hand, Brandon Lloyd's going to be a horrible play for you.
So I'm going to pick myself because I'm awesome.
I got to go with Los just for the fact he's got a better team.
All right, I wouldn't go that far. All right, let's just look quickly at the projections here. Yahoo now does under league, right above where the standings are listed. It does projections. As of this week, Yahoo's projecting Los Roidets and Buckets go 11-2, be the top two teams in the league. And then SSL and Turbo are at 8-5, Dirty at 7-6, and then Hurricane Ditka at 6-7, sneaking into the playoffs, much like last year when they went to the 2011 Natalie Shane Bowl. I think power rankings are based off of points.
Projected points.
Yeah, projected points left. Los, Buckets, Dirty, SSL, Turbo, and I are at the top of that list as well. And then we look back at draft day projections. Do you see anything here that's surprising?
I don't know. I'm in first place, and I was projected to be 9. I was projected to go 5-8, which is kind of rough. No, I mean they projected Turbo. They projected Turbo to go 12-1, which is crazy.
Yeah. Still possible though.
Yeah, very possible. But it's all pretty where it is. I mean, Hollywood was projected to be at the bottom. He's supposed to go 0 for 13, which you did.
He got his big wins already.
Turk 3 for 10. I mean,
what I know is Romosexual at draft day projections was projected at 5th. He is at 1-3, so kind of a lot of struggles there.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
All right, well, guys, this is week 5. Enjoy. Tommy will be back next week, so we'll welcome him back.
We get to actually see a real co-host, or actually you go back to co-host nearly.
Well, we'll see. I think we're equal hosts. But
There's a reason you're called Cole, and he's not.
Watch the League starts next Thursday at 10:30 on FX, and have a good week.
Yeah, man. Good luck, guys.